Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing a Q&A. I was actually supposed to do this video a while back because I received a couple of questions from a few people regarding my photography, the equipment that I use for photography, for YouTube, for travel and so on. So I just wrote all the questions down and I'm gonna answer them. So I don't know if I have all the questions because I was supposed to do this a while back and I might have lost some of the questions. So I hope I answer all of them, and if your question is not answered, just leave it in the comment section and I'll answer it. Okay, let's go to the questions. Question number 1. Please note that I'm not an expert in any of this, so I'm just gonna answer based on my own experiences, limited experiences. So if anyone wants to add to what I'm saying, please feel free to do so, and maybe I'll learn a thing or two as well. So let's go to question number 1. Question number 1 says, Nikon or Canon? Nikon or Canon? I would say Nikon, and the reason is that when I got my first camera, I started on a Nikon. I'm not sure why I chose a Nikon, but I chose a Nikon and it worked for me, so I upgraded with Nikon from that point. So everything that I shoot with is a Nikon, except except for this small camera. It's a Canon M100 and a GoPro. So everything else besides that is Nikon. And that's just my preference. I'm not saying that Nikon is better than Canon because I've never used Canon before. So based on what I use and my own experience, I choose Nikon. Okay, I'll move to question number 2. Question number 2 says, what equipment do you use? Okay, so let me start with the equipment that I use when I do professional photography, like when I have photo shoots, weddings or events or stuff like that. So in my bag I would have Nikon D750 and a 50mm 1.8 lens. Also 70-300 lens and a 28mm lens. So I'll have this Nikon D750 and these 3 lenses: 50mm 1.8, 28mm and 70-300, and also the speed light. So it's a SB900 speed light, but I usually use this for when I shoot weddings or when I do indoor events or during those low light situations. I don't really prefer using it outdoors because I prefer natural light. So yeah, okay, that's that. And when I travel I use my phone. 80% of the photos that I take when I travel are taken with my phone. It's a iPhone XR or iPhone XR, and I also use this Canon M100 because it's small and it's easy to carry. I use it for a little bit of video and some photos as well. And most of the videos that I take, most of my travel videos, I use this. I use an GoPro Hero 5 Black. Okay, another thing that I use is this for my videos. It's an Osmo Mobile, DJI Osmo Mobile. Let me just show you how it works. Okay, so pretty much what it does is just stabilizes your video, so you won't have shaky footage. You'll just have smooth video footage, so it just stabilizes your footage. That's all it does, and I like it very much. Okay, so because I don't take videos with my phone that much, so I use the Osmo, the GoPro on the Osmo. So how I do that is I got this little rig here from Amazon, so I attach the GoPro to this and then I put it on the Osmo. Let me just show you how it works. Okay, so I use the GoPro on the Osmo, so I get really good video quality and also very stabilized, smooth videos. Yeah, so if you want to know where I got this attachment, just send me a DM and I'll find the link for you. The link that I got this from, it's from Amazon, so I'll just give you the exact link. Just send me a DM on Instagram and then I'll send you the link. Okay, and also if you want to know how this thing works or where you can get it and so forth, just drop me a DM and I'll let you know. I won't get into it right now because the video will be too long, so I'm just gonna answer the rest of the questions. Okay, let's move to the rest of the questions. Question number 3. How did you get into photography? Whew, this is a tough one. It was actually by accident. I didn't mean to get into photography. Okay, let me explain. So I have this thing of getting myself a gadget every year on my birthday. So I think in 2014 or 2015, I can't remember, I decided to get myself a camera. So my first camera was a Nikon D3200. So I got myself a camera, and I didn't mean to do photography professionally. I just wanted to take photos as a hobby. So I took a couple of photos, posted them on Facebook. I was not even on Instagram then. Posted them on Facebook. People sent positive comments, and then some people asked if I do photo shoots, if they can pay me to do photo shoots, and that's how it started. So it started like that. I didn't plan it, and I was just taking my own photos. People got interested, and then eventually I started charging for photography. So I didn't go to school for photography. So from then I started learning and checking videos online, attending workshops and so forth to improve. And then yeah, the rest is history. So let's move to question number 4. Question number 4. What software do you use to edit? Okay, so I edit both on my phone and on my laptop. So on my phone I use Lightroom and Snapseed. Those are the two main softwares that I use. And on my laptop I use Lightroom and Photoshop. I mainly use Lightroom, but I edit with both. I use both every time I edit, Photoshop and Lightroom. So yeah, let's move to question number 5. Okay, this is just a cup. Just gonna drink my water. Question number 5. It's also similar to question number 4. So what do you use to edit your videos? Okay, so I also edit on my phone. I also edit on my laptop. So on my phone I use iMovie, Premiere Pro, but I think it's called something else on the phone. Let me just check it quickly. Okay, on the phone it's called Adobe Clip. So it's a mobile version of Premiere Pro, and I also use InShot. So for phone it's iMovie, InShot, and Adobe Clip or Premiere Pro. And then on my laptop I use mostly 97% of the time I use iMovie, and then sometimes I used to use Premiere Pro as well, so I use both, but mostly iMovie. Okay, the next question, I think it's question 6. Which is the best laptop to use when editing? This is a tough one. I don't think the kind of laptop or the brand of laptop or make of laptop that you use affects the outcome of the final product. The only thing I think you need to look out for is the speed. Okay, for example, every software that you use has a minimum install requirements. So based on that, you need to check the amount of RAM the laptop has, the amount of processing speed, and so forth, and then exceed the minimum requirements so you won't have any problems. For example, I used to use Sony, I can't remember. I used to use a Sony laptop. It worked for me, but if I edit for a long period of time, it starts to slow down. And also when I used Premiere Pro to edit, it was horrible because it slowed down completely. So I had to upgrade. Now I'm using a MacBook Air. So I only upgraded because I edited a lot of photos and that laptop was very slow for me and I couldn't really get a lot of work done. So what I can say is the faster the laptop, the better, and also check the minimum. Make sure your laptop meets the minimum requirements for the softwares that you install. So try to always exceed the minimum requirements. That's what I think. If someone has anything else to add on that, please do so. Yeah. So I'm going to move to the next question. I think it's number 8, right? Or number 7, yeah. And the question is, can one depend on photography as a career? Can one depend on photography as a career? Okay, I have 2 answers for this. I would say I don't know and yes. Okay, so I'll say I don't know because in my situation, I don't do photography full time. I only shoot on weekends and whenever I have time. So it's not my primary career, so I don't know if one can depend on it as a career. So I've never tried to do that, so I'm not sure. But I'm saying yes because I know of many photographers who are shooting full-time, who are full-time photographers, and they are successful in their fields. But also, just like any other business, you have to put 100% in it for it to work. You have to market yourself, go out there, put yourself out there, get gigs, get recognized, and put your work out there so that potential clients can see it. So I think it can work. It depends how much you put into it. So what you put in is what you get out. So in my own experience, I don't know because I haven't tried to do it full time. So maybe you can find a photographer that is full time and just get tips and ask them how they do it and so forth. But I'm not the right person to ask this because I'm not doing it myself. Okay, next question. Do I need a photography qualification to become a professional photographer? Do I need a photography qualification to become a professional photographer? I will say no. You don't need a formal qualification or a formal degree or certificate to become a professional photographer. You should let your work speak for itself, because when you get clients, when you get bookings, no one ever asks for your certificate. They don't ask for your qualifications. They just ask you for your work so that they can see and decide if they want to book you or not. So you just need to let your work speak for itself. So but then if you've never because photography can get very technical. So if you've never done it, you don't know how to shoot, you need to, it's your responsibility to teach yourself, to learn, to watch videos, attend workshops, and ask different photographers. So you need to keep shooting, learn your equipment, and that's the only way you'll improve. So that's all you need, to keep shooting and improve your craft and let your craft speak for itself. So yeah. Next question. Okay, which camera is best for a beginner? Which camera is best for a beginner? Again, I will only comment on Nikon models, because I don't know anything. I've never used Canon, so I don't know, or any other brand, so I don't know what is good out there, but I'm pretty sure they do have. I know Canon has, the same as Nikon, has entry-level cameras, and then they come with kit lenses as well. So for Nikon, I started on a D3200, so you can find that, but there's also D3400, there's D5200, and I'm taking this video on a D7100. So those are pretty reasonably priced, so you can check those and also maybe compare prices and see what kind of lenses they come with, and then just practice with that. And then as time goes on, you'll get gigs, and then save up enough money to get maybe a lens or so, maybe like a 35mm, and then until you save up enough money to upgrade. But you can actually get 3400 for now, or D5200, and when you upgrade you can get D7100. I used it before I upgraded to the D750. It's also a bit more expensive than the other ones, the beginner ones that I mentioned, but it's also it's cheaper than this one. So you can do a little research as well, you know, just check on the internet which cameras models are best suited for beginners, and also depending on your budget, you can get, you'll decide what you get, like maybe D3400, D5200, D71. If budget is not an issue, you can even get this and start with it, and also, yeah, and you don't need to upgrade for a while. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Okay, next question. What kind of photography do you enjoy the most, and what kind of photography do you enjoy the least? Okay, I don't know. Okay, I'll say right now, I enjoy portrait photography the most. Okay, and I enjoy weddings the least. Not because, it's not that I don't like weddings, it's just that I'm saying I enjoy it the least because it's a lot of work. That's where the money is, but it's a lot of work. It's long hours, it's no rest. So and also somewhere in the middle, I'll say babies, newborn and 1-year-olds, they're also a lot of work, but I actually just enjoy photography in general. So but if I had to choose what I enjoy the most and what I enjoy the least, I would say portraits, kids, weddings, and everything else in between. Yeah. Okay, let's see if there are other questions here. Okay, let me go to the next question. Okay, yeah, this is the last question. What advice would you give new photographers or upcoming photographers, or people who are interested in photography? Yeah, so what advice would you give for new photographers and upcoming photographers? The first thing I would say, don't wait to get equipment. Just start with what you have. Start where you are. I'm saying this because a lot of people are like, no, I want to do photography, but I'll only start when I buy a camera. I'm still saving up for a camera and so on. Start with what you have. If you have a phone, use your phone. If you have a small digital camera, use that. And also do some research on photography, read about it, learn how to frame your shots, compose your shots, learn different techniques. And by the time you afford a camera, you'll be one step ahead, and then you'll just continue from there. So just start with what you have and just practice with it. And also, yeah, and also just note that expensive equipment does not make a person a good photographer. So you just technique, and you must keep shooting and improve, and that's how you become a good photographer, by shooting and practicing. Yeah. The second thing, I would say, you must shoot with other photographers. For example, attend Insta meets and photo walks in your city. I attend Insta meets and photo walks now and then. So, and some of the people who go to these things are experts in their field. They are very good photographers. So it's an opportunity for you to ask questions and get inspired, learn from them, learn their techniques. So it's a really good way to learn. For example, I didn't know how to shoot portraits before I started attending Insta meets. So I started learning different things from people that go there, and I started asking questions, and I improved. So yeah. The next point, to advise for photographers, to new photographers, is that you need to be good at what you do. You need to be good at what you do. Clients pay for good quality pictures. So you need to learn your equipment, you need to practice all the time. That's the only way you can get better. So learn your equipment, know everything about your camera, and keep shooting, and then you'll be better. And learn how to shoot manual and so forth. So yeah. The next point, be prepared to work really hard. Photography is really hard work. It's hard work. The hours are long. You are never done, because when you are shooting a wedding, you will do maybe like a 13-hour day, and you still have more work when you get home. You still have to select, you have to edit, there's a lot of hard labor, there's a lot of hard work that goes into it. So you need to be prepared to put in some work, extra hours, and yeah. The last point is, you must never stop learning. Never stop learning, because photography is quite technical. It's not just a point and shoot thing. You have to learn new things always. Learn different techniques from different people. Sometimes you'll get to your shoot, and then the weather is hectic or the lighting is hectic. You need to find a way to work around it, because the client at the end of the day expects good pictures. They don't care if the lighting was bad or not. So you need to learn your equipment, because sometimes you'll get there and your camera will malfunction, or something will go wrong. But if you know your camera really well, you will have a better chance of figuring out what's wrong. If you don't, then you're in trouble. So never stop learning. Okay, so let me see if I have other questions. Okay, no, that was the last one. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this video was informative for you. I hope it answered all your questions. And if I didn't get to your question, or your question wasn't answered, please don't forget to put it in the comment section, or send me a DM or whatever, and then I'll answer it. Or if you want to know more things that I didn't cover, just let me know. Send me a message, and I'll answer the questions. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and share. And also, if you have other Q&As that you'd like me to do, please let me know. And also other videos, ideas of other videos that you want to see, other things that you want to see, maybe other travel videos or whatever you want to see, you can send your suggestions in the comment section, and hopefully I'll get to do that. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll be back with more videos. Cheers. Okay.